I hate theater. Well, it's so disappointing, isn't it? You know what I do when I'm sitting in a darkened theater waiting for the show to begin? I pray. Oh, dear God, please let it be a good show. And let it be short. Oh, Lord in heaven, please. 2 hours is fine, but 3 hours is way too much. And keep the actors out of the audience. God. I didn't pay good money to have the fourth wall come crashing down around my ears. I just want a story and a few good songs that will take me away. I just want to be entertained. I mean, isn't that the point? Amen. You know, there was a time when people sat in darkened theaters and thought to themselves, what have George and Ira Gershwin got for us tonight? Or, can Cole Porter pull it off again? Can you imagine? Now it's, please, Elton John, must we continue this charade? It used to be, sitting there in the dark, you knew that when the show began, you would be taken to another world, a world full of color and music and glamour. And you thought to yourself, my God, when are they going to turn up the lights? Oh, how things have changed. Hello, how are we today? I'm feeling a little blue myself. You know, a little anxious for no particular reason. A little sad that I should feel anxious at this age. You know, a little self-conscious anxiety resulting in non-specific sadness, a state that I call blue. Anyway, whenever I'm feeling this way, blue, I like to listen to my music. So I was going through my records this morning, yes, records, and I was about to put on the soundtrack recording of Meredith Willson's The Music Man. I had a craving for a young Ronnie Howard. But then I thought, no, let's have a treat. Let's disappear for a while into the decadent world of the 1920s, when the champagne flowed while the caviar chilled, and all the world was a party. For the wealthy, anyway. So, I dug about, and what did I find? But one of my favorite musicals, Gable and Stein's The Drowsy Chaperone. Remember? Music by Julie Gable, lyrics by Sidney Stein. It's a 2-record set, taken from the original recording made in 1928. It's the full show with the original cast including Beatrice Stockwell as the chaperone. Isn't she elegant? And this is a full 15 years before she became known as Dame Beatrice Stockwell. Oh, let me read to you what it says on the back. It says, mix-ups, mayhem, and a gay wedding. Of course, the phrase gay wedding has a different meaning now, but back then it just meant fun. And that's just what the show is, fun. So, would you indulge me? Would you let me play the record for you now? I was hoping you would say yes. You hear that static? I love that sound. To me, it's the sound of a time machine starting up. All right now, let's visualize. Imagine, if you will, it's November 1928. You've just arrived at the doors of the Morrison Theater in New York. It's very cold. Remember when it used to be cold in November? Not anymore. November's the new August now. It's global warming. We're all doomed anyway. It's very cold, and a heavy gray sleet is falling from the sky. But you don't care, because you're going to see a Broadway show. Listen. Isn't this wonderful? It helps if you close your eyes. Oh. Overtures. Overtures are out of style now. I miss them. It's the show's way of welcoming you. Hello, welcome. The meal will be served shortly, but in the meantime, would you like an appetizer? That's just what an overture is, a musical appetizer. A poo-poo platter of tunes, if you will. Oh, something new. What could it be? Sounds kind of like a dance tune. Sort of Rollicking. Maybe something involving pirates. Don't worry, there are no pirates. And this is it. The moment when the music starts to build, and you know that you're only seconds away from being transported. Oh, the curtain is opening. I can't wait.
Yes, madam.
How do I look?
You look radiant, Miss Tottendale.
I do love this dress so it never goes out of style.
It's a miracle, madam.
My dress, my fancy dress. I don't know why I'm wearing it, I must confess. My dress, I love my dress. Would someone tell me why I put it on?
Yes, your dress, your fancy dress. 'Twas such a pleasure airing it, restitching and repairing it. God bless your dress, it's one fine dress, and I will tell you why you put it on. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Madam, you're the hostess and it's happy wedding time. Wedding bells will ding, wedding bells will dong. Wedding bells will ding-a-ling and we will ding along. Your dress, your fancy dress. We're very, very glad you put it on. Wedding guests have come. Wedding guests are here. Wedding guests are at the door and soon they will appear.
I'm Robert, the bridegroom. I'm here to marry Janet. That star on Feltic's Follies, whom I love a lot.
George, that George, his best man George. I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought. Ah, Mrs. Tottendale, now don't worry, I have this whole wedding planned out. The key is organization. See, each string represents a task yet to be completed. Yell at the florist, pay the musicians, book the minister. This whole wedding is going to run like clockwork.
Is there going to be a wedding?
I'm Feltic, producer. I lost my leading lady. I've got to stop this wedding or I'm not worth squat.
I'm giddy, just giddy. I came with Mr. Feltic. I'll be a leading lady if I get my shot.
We're pastry chefs.
We're pastry chefs. We cross our hearts. We're pastry chefs.
No fakery.
A bakery is what we got.
Adolfo, my name is Adolfo. I am knocking romance like kiss a lot.
You are the king of romance, so you kiss a lot. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Someone hasn't come, someone isn't here. Where is Janet Vandergraft and when will she appear? Where is my bride, George? You can't have a wedding without a bride! It's Janet, it's Janet, it's Janet Vandergraaf!
I'm Janet Vandergraaf, here to marry Robert Martin, giving up a life of glamour to tie the knots.
Am I late? I'm the chaperone of Janet Vandergraaf, maid of honor, friend and confidant, and all that rot. Where's the bar?
A wedding today.
It's prohibition, madam.
A wedding, how gay.
Good thing I brought my own.
A wedding today.
Champagne makes me drowsy.
It's really happening, truly happening, almost happening. What is happening?
I'm Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the sky. I'll circle through the stratus in my modern apparatus. I'm Trix, the aviatrix. I gotta fly. I'll see you when they tie the knot.
A wedding today.
Ding-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling.
have a bride who's giving up the stage for love, a debonair bridegroom, a hairy producer, jovial gangsters posing as pastry chefs, a flaky Corrine, a Latin Lothario, and an aviatrix, what we now call a lesbian. Oh, and of course my favorite character, the Drowsy Chaperone. What more do you need for an evening's entertainment? Wasn't that wonderful? And we will ding along. I don't even know what that means. All right, I'm going to lead you through this record as best I can. Don't worry, it won't be hard to follow. So, we begin with a welcome from the love-struck groom.
Well, I would like to thank you all for coming. I know I must be some lucky fellow. Why, who would have thought that I, Robert Martin, would be marrying a glamorous showgirl? And that glamorous showgirl would be willing to give up a successful career for me, Robert Martin.
Oh.
Now, if it weren't for Prohibition, I'd say, let's raise a glass!
Here, here! Who said that?
To Miss Janet Van de Graaff, the most beautiful girl in the world.
Absolutely not!
Excuse me.
The groom mustn't see his bride on the day of the wedding. It's bad luck.
I hope you heard that because that's the plot. Basically, hang on for the ride.
Breakfast will be served in the Arabian room.
Say, it's a little early in the morning to be drinking, isn't it?
I don't understand the question.
Look, you keep Janet away from Robert. Do you understand that? You're the chaperone. That's your only job.
I'm one, Captain.
Oh, Robert, who's my little monkey?
I'm your little monkey.
Please. So, the bride and groom are whisked away, and we turn our attention to the B plot, which involves the producer.
Oh, Mr. Felton!
Getting married and leaving show business.
Mr. Felton!
Don't she know I got obligations?
Mr. Felton! I can be your leading lady. You said it yourself. I'm useless in the chorus.
Kitty, for the last time, you ain't got what it takes.
But I've been taking lessons. Singing! Acting! Ballet?
Ballet?
Yeah, and I'm pretty good too. Last week, I auditioned for Swanee Lake.
A little annotation. Kitty and Feldzig were actually a couple in real life, Jack and Sadie Adler. Now this, a familiar comic construct, a stupid woman and her long, suffering companion. Well, she appears stupid, but in the end she does something clever and makes everyone wonder whether it's all just an act. The irony here is that Sadie actually was quite stupid. Jack had to explain all the jokes to her, apparently. But still, she had a wonderful career on the stage. At the time, the theater was the only place where people that were stupid could make a decent living.
Kitty, I don't have time for this.
A petite four, Mr. Feldzig?
Not now.
How about a nice profiterole?
Boys, I'm not hungry.
Then perhaps we could give you something else to chew on.
Yeah, something that ain't food.
What?
Your confusion is to be expected. Although we stand before you in the guise of innocent pastry chefs, we are also,
And primarily,
employees of a certain individual
A certain individual?
a certain individual.
who happens to be the single largest investor in Feldzig's Follies. He has sent us here
As pastry chefs.
to express his concern about Miss Van de Graaff's impending nuptials. Specifically, that if she gets married and leaves the show,
Then there ain't no show.
Say, don't I know you?
No, you don't.
Have you ever spent any time in Toledo?
have you ever spent any time in a coma?
No, but I have a cousin in Seattle.
Kitty! Boys, you tell your boss that this wedding is never going to happen. You have my word.
Oh, we'll take your word, all right.
But to go back on that word would be a recipe for disaster. Now I hope We have made ourselves perfectly, Eclair.
One can only hope.
You biscotti be kidding me.
A trifle much?
Don't taunt with me.
All right, you can drop the pastry chef routine.
Alas, we ganache.
We're on the lamb.
A lamb is an entree, you macaroon.
The gangsters were played by interchangeable vaudeville duo, the Tall brothers, John and Peter Tall. They were born Abraham and Mendel Moskowicz, but were renamed at Ellis Island by a sarcastic immigration official. They were an early example of the typical Broadway gangster, full of wordplay and stylized movements, not very intimidating. Unless you find dancers intimidating, which I do, but for reasons that would not be appropriate to this situation.
We'll leave the matter in your hands, Mr. Feldzig. In the meantime, feel free to browse the dessert carousel.
Try the Toledo surprise. It's to die for.
Holy cats, Mr. Feldzig! They're gangsters!
Very perceptive. Now go powder your face. I've got to stop this wedding, but how? Oh, Lord in heaven, how?
I always thought that moment was a little overplayed. So, with the story well on its way, let's go to the groom's room.
Hey there, handsome. Show me those pearly whites.
The groom was played by the dashing Percy Hyman. He started out as the Albright toothpaste man. His fabulous smile adorned every single tube. Now, Albright was hugely popular in the early 20s because it contained cocaine. Oh, it's true. If you looked at the label, it was the 5th ingredient down right after sugar. Anyway, it wasn't long before he became known as a huge matinee idol.
Now, don't you worry. It's perfectly normal for a groom to be nervous on his wedding day. It is? Of course.
I love Percy Hyman. Now, some people say that he was a bad actor, but to those people, I say shut up.
Hey there, Mr. Mirror Man, shaking and a-quaking, trembling like them fraidy cats do. Something big be bothering you. You know what you got to? Cold feet, brother, you got cold feet. You can make them cold feet hot with a little rhythm. The younger feet, old feet, can be uncontrolled feet. Rhythm make them cold feet trot down the aisle. Frosty arches, they can learn to swing. Icy toes can jive. Wedding marches played in ragtime swing make frigid souls come alive and take that dive. Cold feet, bold feet, turn them into bold feet. Rather make them cold feet hot.
You don't say. Well, why don't you slime back into your mud hole, you backstabbing worm? Oh, now I have to find a new minister. Say, what are you up to?
I'm singing a song an old preacher taught me. A Dixie remedy for wedding day jitters.
You think you've got jitters? You have the easy part. I still have to get rice, boutonnieres, and a new minister. I have the weight of the wedding on my shoulders.
George, it sounds like you've got cold feet.
What do I got?
Cold feet.
What do I want?
Bold feet.
What do I do? Skull feet?
No! You make the cold feet hot. George, you're dancing.
I am. I am. convenient.
Oh, that's the spot. Oh, man.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, you ready to take it home? 7, 8, cold feet, cold feet. Turn them into bold feet. Better make them cold feet hot.
You make the cold feet hot.
You make the cold feet hot.
You make the cold feet hot.
Yes, Percy Hyman was a wonderful performer, wasn't he? I like to imagine him panting and sweating after a long dance routine like that. Oh, he's still alive, you know. I saw him on the news recently celebrating his 100th birthday. To say that the passing years had taken their toll on him would be a grotesque understatement. Ugh, they wheeled him out, and he had that wide-eyed expression of pain confusion that God reserves for the very, very old on their birthdays. You know, the one that says, "Who are you? Who am I? And why is this cake on fire?" You know what I'm talking about? Anyway.
All right, that's enough dancing around like a fool.
I'm sorry, George. I was just trying to calm my nerves. This is my wedding day, after all.
Well, you could have snapped an ankle or something. Tap dancing is too dangerous. Wait, why don't you try skating instead? That's what I do when I want to blow some steam.
George, you know what? What would I do without you?
I'm just here to look out for... Wait a minute, what was I thinking? Oh, no. You can't go out looking like that, my friend. You might see Janet here. Take this blindfold.
George. Oh, you think of everything.
I'm just here to look out for you, my boy. And remember one important rule. No more tap dancing. Wedding bells will ring. Ring bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate.
Just ignore it. It does this on occasion. It rings. It'll stop soon. Just ignore it. Hello, you have reached my answering machine. Leave a short message after the tone, and I'll call you back at my convenience. Oh, great. That's it. The moment's ruined. Thank you, life. Ugh. It's like a cell phone going off in a theater. God, I hate that. Hello, what are you doing right now? Oh, I'm at the theater ruining the moment. How about you? Oh, I just couldn't get out tonight, so I thought I'd ruin the moment by proxy. Sorry. Let's just shake that off. Let's go back in our minds to 1928. There were no cell phones in 1928, but I'm sure they had something for the ruining of moments. Bugles or something.
Happy wedding time.
So, the scene shifts, and we find the bride, the glamorous Janet Van de Graaff, entertaining questions from reporters as she lounges by the pool.
Miss Van de Graaff, is it true you're giving up a successful career to marry a man you hardly know?
Yes, Robert and I met on the Lido deck of the Isle de France. He amused me with stories of his father's oil interests. We spooned, briefly, and then he proposed.
So you won't be returning to the stage, ever?
I shan't.
You shan't?
I shan't.
Can we quote you on that?
Of course. One more question? Yes?
Who in the world would put olives in a Gibson?
I got a question. How can you leave the footlights when you know very well you got grease paint in your veins?
Victor, please.
Oh, Janet, I'm begging you. Dump the mug. Stay with the Foleys. I'll give you anything you want. I'll put your name above mine on the marquee.
Oh, Victor, if you think this is about vanity, you couldn't be more wrong. I don't want to show off no more. I don't want to sing tunes no more. I don't want to ride moons no more. I don't want to show off. I don't want to wear this no more. Play the saucy Swiss miss no more. Below my signature no more. I don't want to show
Janet,
off.
please.
Don't try to control me. I've made up my mind, and that's it. I quit. I'm leaving it all behind. I don't want to be cute no more. Make the gentleman hoot no more. I don't want to wear fruit no more. I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off no more.
Not me.
Read her name in the news no more.
Page 3.
Get the glowing reviews no more.
I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off.
I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off no more. Off no more.
Not me. Whee! I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off, don't want to show off no
Please, no more attention. I've counted to 10, and I'm through.
Farewell.
Adieu. You'll never see this. You'll never see this. Never see this. Never see that. Never see these again. I don't want to change keys no more. I don't want to strip teeth no more. I don't want to say cheese no more. I don't care if you scoff. I don't want to be cheered no more. Praised no more. Grabbed no more. Touched no more. Loved no more. I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off.
I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off.
I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off.
I don't want to show off. No more.
Did I miss something?
Well, Mr. Feldig, it is painfully obvious that Miss Van de Graaff has no desire to continue a life on the stage.
Can't you see it's killing us so?
Don't worry, boys, this isn't over yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't do an encore.
I don't wanna encore no more. Keep them shouting for more, no more. I disappear through the floor, no more. I don't wanna show. Oh.
That was Jane Roberts as the bride. She was the Oops Girl, remember? Well, surely you remember the Oops Girl. Don't you people read? She was billed as the girl whose sexual energy was so great that it would cause the men around her to have accidents. Spill their drinks, drive their cars into trees, and she would go, oops. Well, I'm really not doing it justice, but people ate it up. She made a whole series of films, Oops, The Oops Girl Come Home, and Oops Girl at Sea, which won an Oscar for special effects.
Okay, begging and groveling didn't work. On to plan B. But for that, I think I'm gonna need an accomplice. Someone gullible with loose morals. I need, what do you call him? A European!
La 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 la!
In walks Aldolfo, self-proclaimed ladies' man. Aldolfo is played by former silent film star and world-class alcoholic Roman Bartelli. He was the one who later drank himself to death at his chateau in Nice. Remember? It was 5 days before the police found the body, and by that time it had been partially consumed by his poodles. Well, he was only partially consumed.
Excuse me, I don't believe we met.
I am Adolfo.
You are Aldolfo?
Yes, I am Adolfo.
Not the Aldolfo.
Yes, I am Adolfo.
Huh, funny. You don't look like a scoundrel.
Yes, What?
Yeah. I just overheard the groom saying that Aldolfo is a scoundrel.
What? Adolfo is scoundrel?
Just like that.
Adolfo is a scoundrel?
It's like I'm hearing it again.
He's saying this to beautiful ladies with the large breasts for loving. Well, it is outrageous. Why I must.
You must take matters in your own hands.
Yes, I must take this groom into my hands and kill him.
Yes! No. You just have to hurt him enough that he can't get married.
Right. Show me to this groom. Wait.
What?
What kind of man is this groom? Big man?
Well?
Furry fellow?
He's big on the outside?
No. Adolfo not fight a big man. Adolfo fight small, itty-bitty little man that Adolfo can... Punch far away. Adolfo fight that man.
First off, what did you hit? Second, so you're a lover, not a fighter.
Yes, the beautiful ladies call me Adolfo, king of romance.
Well? You done? Well, you know what they say. The best way to get revenge on a man is through his... Ouch. No. The best way to get revenge on a man is through his...
window.
No. Revenge on a man through his...
Through his what? There is no other way. I am not the Santa Claus coming down the chimney. Oh.
Through his woman!
Through his woman.
Through his bride!
Yes, Adolfo will make love to this bride. And not to show Adolfo is no scoundrel. Show me to this bride. Wait.
What?
What kind of woman is this bride? A big woman?
No.
A burly woman?
She's like the cat's pajamas.
Say that again.
Cat's pajamas.
Just one more time.
Cat's pajamas.
Pajamas?
She's a looker, an attractive woman.
Adolfo will make this cat in pajamas.
You can stop that. Stop it.
No, show me do this cat in pajamas.
Roman Bartelli chewing the scenery. You certainly couldn't get away with a performance like that nowadays, now could you? Mature, contemporary audiences are much too sophisticated to enjoy broad, racial stereotypes on the stage, so we've banished them to Disney. Just let the children sort it out.
Yes, madam.
The pastry chefs have been kind enough to provide liquor for the party tonight. But remember, underling, we have to be discreet.
Yes, madam.
It is prohibition after all.
I'm aware of that, madam.
We'll have to use code words. For instance, if somebody asks for a glass of ice water, it means that they want a glass of vodka. Have you got that?
Yes.
Are you sure? Maybe you should go write that down.
I understand. A glass of ice water is a glass of vodka.
What's a glass of ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water?
Vodka.
Ice.
Vodka.
Oh, well, you see, that's settled then. One less thing to do. Underling! Might I please have a glass of ice water? I found our meeting with the pastry chefs rather trying, and I would enjoy a glass of refreshing ice water.
Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
I hate this scene.
Well, now I do need a glass of ice water.
A glass of ice water?
Yes, ice water. Are you going deaf?
Would that I were.
You can see where this is going, can't you? It's really just a series of spit takes.
Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
You know, in some ways, the Drowsy Chaperone actually was quite progressive. A lesbian actress playing the aviatrix, for instance.
Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
Yes, some elements were quite progressive, others were stale in 1928. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna skip ahead.
Where do you think you're going?
To find some lime juice, madam.
Lime juice, for heaven's sake, why?
Going to wring out my eyebrows and make myself a gimlet.
Now, you're probably all asking yourselves, what was that routine doing in the show? Well, it's quite simple, actually. You see, there's a song coming up, and they needed something to allow for the set change. It's mechanics, don't you see? It's just like pornography. Let me explain what I meant by that. In pornography, the story is quite simplistic, let's say. How do I pay for this pizza, being the classic example? My point is, as in a musical, the story exists only to connect the longer, more engaging production numbers. What? Well, what kind of society do we live in if we can't discuss the similarities between pornography and musical theater?
In just a few hours, I'm going to be Mrs. Robert Martin. Oh, my head is spinning.
Yes, life is a mad whirlwind.
Now, this is a really interesting scene. This is the only time in the show that Jane Roberts and Beatrice Stockwell are alone together on the stage. Jane Roberts was an emerging star at the time, but Beatrice Stockwell was already well established and a force to contend with.
I'm so full of apprehension, but I guess that's normal considering the circumstances. Have you ever been married, chaperone?
No, I drink for pleasure, not out of necessity.
Your ice water, madam. I'm afraid we're fresh out of olives.
Have you ever been married, underling?
Heavens, no. If I'm going to serve a woman for the rest of my life, I prefer to be paid for my endeavors.
Oh, you two. I know it seems crazy to give up a successful career for a man I hardly know, but somehow, for some reason, when I look into his eyes, his big monkey eyes, ah, gee, I get all woozy. And that's love, isn't it?
Not necessarily. The wooziness could be caused by a number of things. I mean, I'm woozy right now, and I'm certainly not in love.
Now, Beatrice Stockwell was famous for her rousing anthems. She entertained and inspired the troops in every major world conflict, up to and including the Falklands War. Of course, by that time, she was in her late 80s, and her anthems didn't so much rouse as stupefy. Still, she demanded that a rousing anthem be included in every show she ever did, even if it wasn't appropriate. But you just couldn't say no to her. That's star power.
Really, you're not being the least bit helpful. Couldn't you at least allay my fears with a few choice words of inspiration?
Inspiration? Really, dear, that's not my forte.
Well, yes, but if you...
As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we bumble our way into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to do. Still we bumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth, barely knowing left from right nor right from wrong. And the best that we can do is hope a bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along.
Well, that was quite...
Along.
Well, that was quite nice, chaperone, but I don't see how it pertains to my situation.
Let me explain.
Really, that's not necessary. I was just looking for some sort of sympathetic...
It's a dismal little world in which we live. It can bore ya till you have nothing left to give. 7 overrated wonders, 7 underwhelming seas, 6 excruciating continents, Antarctica.
Antarctica, oh please.
Still, you mustn't let it lick ya. This planet, oh so bland. Keep your eyeball on the highball in your hand. As we stumble along, cross life's crowded dance floor. As we push and we shove, we live and we learn. And when we finally leave the bar and we see that morning star, we pull our bootstraps up and homeward turn. Then we stumble away through dawn's blinding sunbeam, barely knowing right from right nor left from wrong. And as long as we can hear that little bluebird, there'll be a song as we stumble along, as we stumble, fumble, tumble, plumble, as we stumble. Sorry.
Don't you just love her? Now, basically, she sings a rousing anthem about alcoholism. That's what I love about her. She just does her own thing when she wants, regardless of the needs and concerns of others. My mother was like that.
It's an engagement present.
Well, that was quite inspiring, Chaperone. But I'm still so conflicted. Please, just tell me, is Robert the man for me?
My dear, that's something you have to decide for yourself.
But I just don't know if he loves me.
Why don't you ask him? Why don't you say, "Oh, Roger, do you love me?"
It's Robert, and I'm not supposed to see him. In fact, it's your job to keep me away from him.
Yes. And I take my responsibilities, very, very seriously. But in this moment, I am feeling terribly, terribly drowsy. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go take a lie down. So whatever you do, do not go into the garden seeking out your fiancé to ask him the question on which your future marriage depends.
Well, thank you, Chaperone. I just have to know if he loves me.
Okay. Such a skinny little fool. Still, I envy her. Oh, when will love come crashing through my door?
La 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 la.
Oh, look who it is. It's Adolfo come to seduce the bride.
I am Adolfo.
Try not to think of the poodles while you're listening to this part, okay?
You are my bride.
No, I am not.
What? Well, this is the bridal suite, and you're the only one in here.
Interesting argument, but I'm afraid you're a moron.
What?
Me? No bride. Perhaps I could take a message. What?
Dear Miss Van de Graaff bride, I must make love to you. and transfer you to place of ecstasy. Sooner is better. Signed, Adolfo, King of Romance.
Well, you found me out. You've seen through my little ruse.
So you are the bride.
Apparently. Yes. Take me, old doll face.
No. It is not Adolphus. It is Adolfo. You must remember my name for when we are making love and you are screaming. Or you'll spoil everything. Now how will I make you remember my name? I'm sure that you have heard the name Adolfo. A lady's claim who wins the claim Adolfo. With lovely miss, I am the same Adolfo. When I repeat myself, I am Adolfo.
Nice to meet you. Shall we?
Not so fast. So just in case you didn't hear Adolfo. A lady's claim who wins the claim Adolfo. The lovely lady is always dear Adolfo. When I repeat myself, I am Adolfo.
Understood.
I can sing it high, Adolfo. I can sing it low, Adolfo. I can sing it very fast, Adolfo. I can sing it very slowly. I do it now, but it will take hours. Then let me see if you remember my name.
I'll try my best.
Now who's the fellow that you see?
Adolfo.
And how should you refer to me?
Adolfo.
And who is it I'll always be?
Adolfo.
Now sing it proudly.
You are Adolfo.
Now let me spell it out for sure. For all you lovely ladies who didn't hear for some reason, maybe because you're hot at heating or something. It goes. My mother's favorite number in the show. I think it was her secret fantasy to be swept off her feet by a Latin lover. I mean a real Latin lover, not a buffoon, of course. But that's what musicals are all about, right? Romantic fantasy. Falling in love at the drop of a hat. Spontaneous tangoing. Suddenly finding yourself in an insanely romantic setting.
I'm an accident waiting to happen.
Robert, look out!
Whoa! Don't worry, madam. It's my wedding day, so I have to wear a blindfold.
A blindfold?
Yes. Who am I speaking to, anyhow?
Why, it's me. I mean, Mimi. Mimi from France.
This scene couldn't be more ridiculous.
So you are marrying Jeannette Van de Graaff, no?
Ah, oui.
I hear she's very beautiful.
Oui.
And glamorous.
Oui, oui.
Is it true that she has an exceptionally broad range and excels at playing both comedic and dramatic roles?
Say, I'm having trouble placing your accent. Which part of France did you say you were from again?
Oh, I'm from the middle part, where they make toast. You were telling me about your, how do you say it in English? Fiancé?
That's right.
So tell me, when was the moment that you knew that she was the only one for you?
Well, it's a funny story, actually. We were sitting on the Lido deck of the Isle de France.
Yes?
I was amusing her with stories of my father's oil interests.
And then what happened?
And then I looked into her eyes. Her big, glamorous eyes. And then I felt all woozy.
And then you fell.
Yes, right on my keister. And then that's when I said, well, I guess I don't have my sea legs yet.
But we haven't left the dock.
That's what she said. And then that's when I knew it just had to be love.
And then you said?
And then I said, there was a time I could stop on a dime. Forbearance was one of my talents. But since you've been around, I can't hold my ground. I'm consistently losing my balance. I'm an accident waiting to happen. I'm a mishap about to ensue. I'm the toy on the stair, the three-legged chair, the hem that's been caught by a shoe. When my two lovesick arms started flapping, there was nothing my ankles could do. I'm an accident waiting to happen, so how be I happen to you?
And then what happened?
Well then, she joined in.
When men say I'm sweet and they fall at my feet, my heart doesn't beat any faster. But when you lose control, it touches my soul. So I'm bracing myself for disaster. You're an accident waiting to happen.
That's right.
A catastrophe destined to be.
That's me. I'm the rags in the cellar.
A broken umbrella, a branch hanging loose from a tree. I could see myself jumping and clapping for a man who lives dangerously. You're an accident waiting to happen, so hurry and happen to me. And then what happened?
Then we kissed.
You're an accident waiting to happen, so hurry and happen to me. Wait a minute! You kissed a strange French girl on your wedding day.
Wait! Oh, what have I done? Please, come back!
Well, it seems that the blindfold and the fake French accent have led to a terrible misunderstanding. What a mess. Will it all work out in the end? Oh, of course it will. It's not real. It's a musical. Everything always works out in musicals. Now, in the real world, nothing ever works out, and the only people who burst into song are the hopelessly deranged.
Mr. Felsick!
Where is that philandering foreigner?
Mr. Felsick!
How long can it take to seduce one bride?
Mr. Felsick! You don't need Janet no more.
Kitty, for the last time, I don't have time for this!
I've been working on a mind-reading act. Presenting Kitty! The incomprehensible. Now, think of something.
Oh, I'm thinking of something, all right.
Wait! I'm getting it! Pick up some milk and a loaf of rye bread. And don't forget to shave your legs!
You're reading your own mind, you idiot!
Oh, no wonder so easy.
The wedding is proceeding according to schedule.
Now, I think it's time you received your just desserts. What do you think, partner? Should we whip up something special for Mr. Feldzig?
Yeah? How about a Toledo surprise?
An inspired choice.
A Toledo surprise? I've never even heard of that.
No, you haven't. Those people who have heard of a Toledo surprise are generally never heard from again.
We'll share the recipe with you.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then, you pound the dough.
Then
you bake it up, nice and slow. And then you got your Toledo surprise.
Can you give me that recipe one more time?
It's a very simple recipe, Mr. Feldzig.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then, you pound the dough. Then you bake it up, nice and slow. And then you got your Toledo surprise.
Say, why don't we give him a little taste?
All right.
Stop! Hold it! Open your fists. Now shake them! And give me that recipe just one more time. Da-da-da-da-da-da, go!
Chop the nuts, pound the dough, bake it up, nice and slow. Then you got a Toledo surprise.
Front!
Hit the peach, peel the skin, mush it up, throw it in. That's a tasty Toledo surprise.
Now
First
sell
you
it.
beat it up, then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it tries to rise,
Now you're cooking.
Don't let it, it's a snap. Try it, folks. Whip your whites, split your yolks. That's a tasty Splendido Toledo surprise.
You boys are naturals.
Honest?
Yeah, let me go get your contracts.
Hey!
Mr. Feldzig! Oh, what's going on here?
Kitty, I'm developing a new act.
You mean you put gangsters in the show, but you won't put me in? They're not even in the union!
You got it all wrong. These boys are your backup dancers.
Backup dancers? Holy cats! What the hot Toledo does to my libido? Good? Yes, indeed-o, sugary yum-yum. Surprise! Squeeze the cream, grease the pan, lick the spoon, rip the flan, makes you bust your tuxedo. Toledo surprise!
Wait. Oh, you make announcements. The wedding is off.
Yes!
What? For the love of God, why?
Dolfo has made love to the bride.
Janet.
Huh?
That's not the bride, you idiot. That's the chaperone.
What?
The wedding is on!
The wedding is off.
What?
Robert kissed a French girl. Her name is Mimi. She's very beautiful.
Oh, I couldn't help it, Janet. She was just like you, only French.
Oh, sweet mother of pearl!
Underling! Yes, madam.
What is all this commotion about?
The wedding, madam.
Oh, is there going to be a wedding?
Not anymore. Oh, what a tragedy. What a wonderful, wonderful tragedy. Clear the floor, boys. Let me show you how it's done. First you beat it up, then you sweet it up.
Hey, look at that.
When you heat it up, if it tries to rise, don't let it. Toledo surprise.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Now it's looking ready. Surprise!
You
we
got
it. Makes me twitch, makes me shake. This is dessert. Takes the cake, hits me like a torpedo. Toledo surprise!
Toledo surprise.
Toledo surprise!
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 not be happening, not right now. I just wiped off the stupid thing like 50 times.
Then you got it, Tully. Then you got it, Tully. Surprise! Wait till it's ready. Surprise! Wait till it's ready. Surprise! That's a tasty Toledo surprise.
Why are we dancing? Our dreams are in tatters.
Yes, yes. But the tune is so infectious.
Oh, Robert.
Oh.
This is the saddest day of my life.
Wedding bells won't ring, wedding bells won't chime. They will never celebrate a happy wedding time.
Well, that's that. The curtain closes and it's time for the intermission. At least it would be if we were actually sitting in the Morrison Theater watching the Drowsy Chaperone right now, which of course, we're not. I don't like intermissions. Well, they ruin the magic, you know? They yank you back into reality. One moment, you're lost in a glamorous world of music and romance, and then bang! You're surrounded by tourists. Crinkling candy wrappers and nattering about the lack of women's restrooms. It's cruel. Oh, it's a power bar. I have a bit of a blood sugar issue. I have to eat small meals all day long or else I get jittery. I know it's rude, but you wouldn't like the alternative, believe you me. Believe you me. I remember my wedding day. I didn't eat breakfast, and the ceremony wasn't until 4 in the afternoon. Ah, I do! Oh, were you surprised that I was married? Well, there you are. You shouldn't go making assumptions about people now, should you? I'm a very complicated person. Act 2 of The Drowsy Chaperone begins with this. A haunting lament from a very depressed bride. She sings it standing on her balcony, bathed in the pale blue light of a sympathetic moon, which is ridiculous because it's the middle of the day. Now, while you're listening to this, try to ignore the lyrics. I know it'll be difficult, but block them out. They're not the best. But the tune is beautiful, and it really communicates the bride's state of mind. Just ignore the lyrics.
I put a monkey on a pedestal and tried to make that monkey stay. And he did for a time, but he needed to climb and with other monkeys play. Far away, he left his jacket on that pedestal beside his tiny rusty cup. And I haven't got the strength to pick them up. Oh, monkey, 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 you broke my heart in two. But I'll always save that pedestal for you.
I'm just gonna pour myself a brandy.
Come, my little monkey, come, my little monkey.
The melody is so simple, it just floats in the air, and I must confess, I always get a little bit misty when I think of that tiny jacket lying on the pedestal, its long sleeves dangling on the floor. Oh, monkey, monkey, monkey.
You broke my heart in two. But I'll always save that pedestal.
Pedestal.
For you. Come, my little monkey. Come, my little monkey.
Okay, here we go.
Wait,
Who are you?
I'm Janet Van de Graaff.
Do you need anyone?
I don't need anyone.
Well, what about the love of one man?
What do I care about the love of one man when I am adored by millions? Do I need to be so gloomy? No, no, no! I could rule the world if so I chose. Sigmund Freud sends flowers to me every show. Gertrude Stein, she handed me a rose.
Now she really lets go.
I'm Janet Van de Graaff. Ain't no nail that I can't hammer. Why give up a life of glamour? Life of glamour, life of glamour. No! Monkey, monkey.
I love this part. She's having a complete mental breakdown.
Monkey, monkey, monkey.
I'm an accident waiting to
Monkey,
happen.
monkey, monkey.
I don't want to show off no more.
Monkey, monkey.
I don't want to spread mirth no more. Be the greatest on earth no more. I don't wanna, I wanna, I don't wanna, I wanna, I don't, I do, I don't, I do. I don't wanna show off.
Stay up on the stage, Janet really wants to see you shout.
Then I think sure, Janet, future is secure. Janet, millions will do just fine. But any future I could ever care to shape includes just 1 two-time in cad who drives me ape.
She put a monkey
Oh, Robert,
on a
what a fool I've been.
And try to
A hapless fool. I know now that I love you, but I've thrown it all away. I love you, monkey. But is love enough? Is love ever enough?
That's the story of a monkey gone astray.
I ask
Monkey, monkey.
the stars
Monkey, monkey.
above. Is it the monkey or my pedestal?
Don't you just love that number? It has everything. A little Busby Berkeley, a little Jane Goodall. And that's another thing I love about musicals in general. Whenever a character is in crisis, they sing and they dance, which is so much more interesting than just whining about it. But then again, that's the glory of musical theater. Oh, you see? This is what I'm talking about. This is life. You manage to be happy for 5 seconds, and then something starts ringing.
Oh, what a beautiful day for a wedding.
Yes. Shall I the pews move now, or prefer I wait until the morning?
Okay. Excuse me. Ooh. My voice is leaving me. All right. I'm going to stop here because I don't want this number ruined by a ringing telephone or annoying throat clearing. Now, here we have 2 vaudeville performers who have slipped through the cracks of time. They are Noel Fitzpatrick and Ukulele Lil. I don't know anything about them. I suppose Ukulele Lil played the ukulele, although she doesn't in this show. I actually tried to find out more about her. I went through all my books. I even tried the internet. But all my searches ended with Tiny Tim's autopsy photographs. Anyway, they're both charming.
Why would you have the pews removed?
The bride is called off the wedding, madam.
Oh, underling, never listen to a bride on her wedding day. Love is a very complex emotion, underling.
Yes, madam.
You could be very close to someone one minute, and then the next minute, why, you just want to strangle them. Do you understand?
I understand the urge to strangle. Yes.
You see, that's just the nature of love. Love makes lovers worry, love makes lovers fret, but here's a fact on which we can depend. Just like long ago when Romeo loved Juliet, love is always lovely in the end.
But madam, Romeo and Juliet was a tragedy.
I never read reviews. Love can start a quarrel, love can cause a din, but love has always been a trusty friend. 'Twas a happy fate for Hank VIII and Anne Boleyn. Love is always lovely in the end.
May I remind you, madam, that Anne Boleyn lost her head.
Yes, she was in love. Love was good to Eve and Adam.
Here we go again.
And Samson and Delilah too.
Good gracious, may I pose a question, madam?
Why, yes, of course.
Why does nothing I say to you ever get through?
Don't mind if I do. Love is always lovely in the end.
Oh, I found that rather taxing.
Love sneaks up behind you, love drops from above. But love would never consciously offend. Love has certainly been kind to me and my true love. Love is always lovely in the end.
But madam, your late husband was a brute.
I don't mean him, you silly coot.
Oh, madam!
Love is always lovely.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Love is always lovely in the end. Love is always lovely in the end.
Yes, that was charming. But to be frank, on some level, that number pisses me off. Now, I'm going to say something here, and yes, I have been drinking. Thank you for noticing. But I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to say that love is not always lovely in the end. Often in the end, there are lawyers, and another thing, and another thing. It just makes you wonder if someone was aware of the awkward connotation of that title. Love is always lovely in the end. I mean, is it just me? I guess what I'm saying is that number is naive and irresponsibly so. Sorry. I just thought that needed to be said for the benefit of the young people. I won't interrupt anymore. Oh, there's a moment coming up that I've become obsessed with.
There you are. Oh, chaperone, I'm in a terrible state.
You certainly are. You can't go to the wedding looking like that.
Oh, you poor dear. Haven't you heard? The wedding's been called off.
Not your wedding. Mine! Oh, and that reminds me, might I, borrow your veil?
You're getting married? But to whom?
La 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 la! Ah, beautiful lady with the baffled expression.
You're marrying Aldolfo?
It's surprising, I know, but when I look into his eyes, his big clumsy eyes, I get all drowsy. And
That is love. Help me.
There you are. All right, and my card's on the table. I got a weak heart. Can't take the pressure. If this goes on any longer, the old tigger's gonna give out. Please tell me, is there going to be a wedding or not?
Yes,
Oh, thank the good Lord in heaven.
Adolfo and the chaperone are getting married.
What?
There you are! I have wonderful news! There is going to be a wedding.
We know.
You know.
Yes, we just heard.
But who told you? I did. But how did you know?
What difference does it make?
Miss Tottendale and I are to be married in the garden at 7:30 this evening.
What?
Oh, yes. Congratulations to everyone.
Say, what type of cockamamie wedding is this? Everybody's getting married except the bride and the groom.
There you are, Janet. We're looking everywhere for you.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Please don't be that way. Can't you find it in your heart to marry me? Janet, it's our wedding day. George has gone through all this trouble and... well, I do love you. More than I can say.
But you kissed another woman.
Yes. And I just can't understand it. Why, when I was kissing that French girl, it was like kissing you.
Oh, Robert, you were kissing me.
You mean you're Mimi? Well, that French accent was remarkably accurate.
Why, thank you. I developed it when I played the role of Monique in Hold That Baguette.
There you are. Before you do anything, remember this. No matter how well you play the role of the happy wife, you will never, ever get a standing ovation.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'm still so conflicted. Chaperone, please, just this once, give me advice that is both coherent and appropriate to the situation. Should I marry Robert?
Okay, now, here it comes. The moment I was talking about. Not only the culmination of the plot, but a moment that has fascinated me more than any other, and that has kept me coming back to this record again and again. Oh, here it comes.
Well, my advice to you is,
And this is it. Listen.
while you can,
You see? You can't quite make out what she says because someone drops a cane. I'll play it for you again.
while you can,
Is she saying live while you can or leave while you can?
while you can.
I mean, it's Beatrice Stockwell, so it might just be a cynical quip. But this is a wedding after all, and that's exactly what you think when you're standing at the altar, isn't it? Live or leave. And you have to live. Because, well, you do love her in some way. It's not an exact science. An arrow doesn't come down out of the sky and point to the one you're supposed to be with. So one day, you say it to someone. You say, I love you. And you basically phrase it as a question. But they accept it as fact. And then suddenly, there she is, standing in front of you in a $3,000 dress with tears in her eyes, and her nephew made the chuppah. So what do? Do you say, I was kidding, I was joking? No, you can't. You live, right? You choose to live. And for a couple of months, you stare at the alien form in bed beside you, and you think to yourself, who are you? Who are you? And one day, you say it out loud. Then it's a trial separation and couples counseling, and all your conversations are about her eating disorder and your Zoloft addiction, and you're constantly redefining and reevaluating and revisiting until you finally lose the deposit on the house, and the whole relationship ends at a particularly ugly note with your only copy of Gypsy spinning through the air and smashing against the living room wall. But still, in the larger sense, in a broader sense, it's better to have lived than left, right?
While you can.
You have no idea how many times I've listened to that part.
Oh, Chaperone, you certainly have a way with words. Robert, my answer is yes. I will marry you.
Wonderful! Wonderful!
Mr. Feldzig, Seems that the wedding is proceeding according to schedule.
Now you're in trouble.
And there's Muffin you can do about it.
But there is! I found a replacement! A new leading lady! Presenting Kitty the Incredible! Okay, Kitty, now concentrate and show these boys that you can read my mind. My mind.
Kitty! Oh, that's me. Will you marry me? Mr. Felton! Holy cats! Yes, yes!
Isn't she amazing?
Well, what are we waiting for? You ladies go put on your frillies. We're all gonna get married in one big clump. That's how they do it in Utah.
Well, George, I don't know how you managed to pull it off. 4 weddings in one day. I guess you're everybody's best man now.
I am?
Of course!
I am!
Hip hip,
Hooray! He's George, that's George, the best man, George.
I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought.
He's basking in the glory of a fight well fought. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding.
Minister, you may begin. Oh. Ah. Who the hell are you?
I'm Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the sky. To Rio I was wending when my engine needed mending. I'll fix my navigatrix, and then I'll fly and let you lovebirds tie the knot. So sorry to crash the party, folks, but we'll have this fixed in 2 shakes. Then it's off to Rio for Carnival.
Wait, we may not have a minister, but the captain of a ship can perform a marriage.
Yes!
And a pilot is comparable to a captain.
Yes!
An airplane is a kind of ship. A ship of the air? Some call it an airship.
Oh, shit! Yes! Wait, I got it. Tricks. You can marry them on the plane, and we'll all have a honeymoon in Rio. Hooray!
A bride and groom in a chapel may bring a tear to the eye, but what a thrill when lovebirds trill. I do in the sky when vows are said in
When vows are said in a meadow.
daffodils sigh. But
Hearts touch, I do in the sky.
do you? We do.
We do.
Do you?
We do.
Do you?
We do. A bride and groom in a chapel may bring a tear to the eye.
With rainbows bending before us and clouds meandering by, one can't restrain that sweet refrain. I do in the sky.
When bells are said in a meadow, poppies and daffodils sigh.
But heartbeats rush when sweethearts gush. I do in the sky. I do in the sky.
Look, up ahead. Do you see it?
Could it be? Yes! It's Rio! Well, hurry up, Trix. We've got some honeymooning to do.
Then fly, then fly. It's such a thrill when lovebirds trill. Let's fly, and clouds meandering by.
One can't restrain that sweet refrain. I do
What?
Don't clap, it's not over yet. Power went out. It happens occasionally. This is a horrible old apartment with terrible wiring. Oh, just concentrate. Just keep the show alive in your minds. Don't talk to anyone. Don't let yourselves be distracted. I'm gonna find the fuse box. Everybody be quiet.
It's the super!
Oh, God.
Hi.
Hello?
Your lights are out.
Yes.
Yeah. We had to turn the power off because we're replacing the breaker panel in the basement.
Yes?
So we replaced it, but when we turned the power off, all the breakers in the apartment tripped.
Yes?
It's what happens. It's normal.
Yes.
So I gotta reset your breaker.
Now?
It'll only take a second.
All right.
Because I tried calling earlier before, but there was no answer.
Oh. I've been having a problem with the phone.
All right. Here we go. What was that?
It was a record.
What kind of music was it?
It was just music. It was a show, you know, a musical.
You like musicals?
No.
I love musicals. Me and the wife go all the time. It's amazing what they can do nowadays. Did you see Miss Saigon? They landed a helicopter on the stage in that one. Yeah, I've seen them all. Cats, Les Mis, Beetlejuice. I like the movie better.
Really? Well, goodbye. Well, that's it. That's it. The moment is ruined. One note away from the end of the show, and the mood is broken. I should just start the record again from the beginning. No, I can't do that. Can I? It's just so frustrating. You have to understand. I love this show so much, and I've never even seen it. My mother gave me the record, and this was just before my father left us. Oh, he didn't leave us because of the record, although I'm sure it didn't help matters. Look, I know it's not a perfect show. The spit take scene is lame, and the monkey motif is so labored, but none of that matters. It does what a musical is supposed to do. It takes you to another world, and it gives you a little tune to carry within your head, you know? A little something to help you escape from the dreary horrors of the real world. A little something for when you're feeling blue, you know? As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to do. Still we bumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth.
Bells will ring, the wedding bells will chime.
Tomatoes
Not
up
knowing left from right, nor right from wrong. Oh.
And the best that we can do is hope a bluebird
We'll sing its song as we stumble along.